look at this, look at this. Underneath there we have got signs of the geeky basil poking through. And then under this one, Mr. Cleese is growing a little bit. And then under this one, there is no mint. Wee, where are you? So I am just editing this video that I recorded a couple of days ago. And I managed to get a full walkthrough of the user interface and controls of this gorgeous, gorgeous car. If you haven't watched it already, be sure to check out the video from a couple of days ago. I'll also leave a little link in the top right hand corner and also a link in the video description. It's one of those days where I just have to work. I've got a client video to do, and look at this mess behind me.
Color, brightness, volume, fine tuning, channel selection, on off. You can tune either with the remote unit from your easy chair or use the push button panel in the cabinet. Remote control color television, so beautiful it enhances and clean, modern styling.
So before I start recording, let's take a look at my new studio light. This is from Aputure. This is their Lightstorm LS12W, and it's absolutely awesome. So if we take a look around the back first of all, you'll see we've got this big heatsink across the back of the light. This is to keep everything nice and cool. On the side profile you can see a piece of paper. This is like tracing paper, and that's just to diffuse the light. We come around the front, you'll be blinded because it's at full brightness at the moment. Let me just turn the brightness down just so it's not quite so in your face. There we go, so it's not quite as bright now. You can see the LED lights behind this paper diffuser. And then on the bottom here, this is purely just a turning knob to secure it to my light stand. We've got another one on the side of the light, and this allows us to angle the light up and down. And if we go around the back, you'll see just here, this is the connector, and this connector goes all the way round down here and into this control box. Now this control box gives us DMX control. It also allows us to set various channels, so we can control this via remote control. We've got a main power on off button. We've got the percentage here, so we're at 39%, and then we've got a control wheel which we can turn to control the brightness. And as we turn the brightness up and down, if I give you an angle perhaps back here, you can see that it's getting brighter and lighting up that area over there in the studio. And we're up to full brightness now, and then we can turn it all the way back down, and we go down to the lowest setting, which is all the way round down to 10%. So we're now at 10%, and you can see the difference that makes. If I just give you this view of the studio, so we're at 10%, and then we are going all the way round up to 100%, so everything gets nice and bright, cleans up the video nicely. Now on the bottom here of this controller, we've got the input for the power cable, and this looks like an XLR connector. I'm pretty sure it is, and this goes down into a little power brick and then plugs into the mains. We've also got a couple of little antennas here which increase the wireless range if you were controlling this wirelessly. So this is the Aputure Lightstorm LS12W. 3, 2, 1. Kudos very kindly gave me the opportunity to bring you this video about their Fusion HD crystal case. I'm really sorry guys and girls, but because this is a client video, that's all you get to see.
Master crafted of the finest woods. But the outstanding feature, the one big feature that sets them apart, and each function is completely variable.
So this in the corner here is a Lexar workflow system. It's an HR2 I think, connects via Thunderbolt 2, and it just means I get super fast import speeds from the SD card that I've put in here, and you can add extra readers into these other bays. So that's currently importing my client video, and that's going on to this Western Digital MyBook Pro. So I've got 2 new lights in the editing room today, and the reason I got these for the editing room is because I record up here sometimes and I haven't really got any decent daylight bulb lights. Now this is the first of 2, and this one's on a stand. You can see some of the stand there. This is the on-off button, so we can turn this on here, and it really does produce a lot of light. Now this is the second of 2 lights, again from Ikea, same range, so we've got this same sort of brass effect type metal on the back, and this one's also got a daylight bulb on, and it produces a lot of light. Really very good indeed. And the reason I got both of these lights is because I do record in the editing room from time to time, and all of my main lighting really is situated in the studio, and I didn't want to move lights from room to room every time I wanted to record in the editing room. So I think these were a really good choice. They weren't that expensive, they weren't the cheapest I could have got, they seemed just a nice design, and especially the first one I showed you, which is on like a floor stand. It's got a really sturdy base. Now both of them were from Ikea. This is the model name for both of them, and I think you'd pronounce that Ranarp. And I just think they're both really functional, especially that second one that you can clamp onto a surface. I think the surface can be up to about 35mm, so you can clamp it to a desk or a shelf. So it's quite versatile in where you can position it. I've thrown the packaging away, but both of the bulbs were actually purchased from Amazon. They are daylight bulbs, and they were around about £5 or £6 each. Now I'm really impressed with both of these. Obviously in the studio I use my Aputure LED lights, but I often get asked this question: if I can't afford to spend that amount of money on a studio light, does it mean I can't make good videos? And the answer is, in all honesty, no. Just buy some standard lights, some daylight bulbs, and throw as much light on the subject matter as you can, and it really does make a big difference to how your video looks.